Hello everyone. After the successful sacrifice of Queen by Murali Karthikeyan at Asian Continental 2019, we have another positional queen sacrifice by Indian player K. Ratnakaran. Thanks to IM Sagarsa who named him as the Indian Mikheil Tal because he just gave up the queen for a single minor piece. We believe this guy do not worry of the queen. He just played totally positional with the Georgian Grandmaster. This is the game of Goa Open 2019, and here K Ratnakaran is black, whereas GM Mikheil is white. Here the game was started with c4. c4 was the first move. English opening was played here by white. Knight to c3, knight c6, knight f3 and f5. Now after g3 was played, knight to f6 and d4, trying to break the center, e4, attacking the knight, knight h4, and then after d5 was played. Here even g6 could be played or even d6 could be played, and similarly d5 can also be played. Bishop to g5 was played, pinning the knight by bishop to the queen, and then after bishop to b4, again pinning the knight to the king. Knight cannot go anywhere, knight cannot capture the pawn, and c takes d5 was played. Do you believe what was the move that IM Ratnakaran just played? And queen takes d5. Queen takes d5 would simply lead bishop takes knight, and g takes f pawn. There will be isolated pawn on f, and the f4 square will also be weak for black. So knight into d5 is also not possible. Even queen into d5 is not possible. But you believe that IM Ratnakaran just gave up his queen over here and played his game positionally, giving up his queen and trying to just win GM practically. If we or any normal player would be here, then would not be giving his queen over here. The next move that was played here was knight takes d5. Knight takes d5 was the move that was played. Whoa, just gave up the queen, and d8. Bishop takes d8. Give me up the queen and just keep getting the positional pieces advantage. Let's see how IM Ratnakaran just made this game winning game. However, according to engine, it's winning for white, but practical play for human being at this position is really hard to play. There should be equal and accurate move to be played. Even queen takes d5, I was pointing out queen takes d5 would lead bishop takes f6 and g takes f6, and the f squares are really weak, which was not liked by black, of course. That's why here knight into d5 was played, then after bishop into d8 was played in the game. Knight takes c3, and then after queen to b3 was the only move that could be played over here. What happens if queen to b, queen to c2? Queen to c2 would, of course, queen to c2 would lead knight takes d4, again attacking the queen, and queen have to go somewhere else. Now after knight can come to the either d5, knight takes e2, or even somewhere else, such that it can gain the piece back again. Queen to b3 was played in the game, and again another move that could be played in the game was knight b5. Knight b5 could also be played here, but after king d1 there is nothing. Knight b d4, and yes, queen to e3 then can be played here. But however, in the game, he didn't play knight to b5. He played knight into e2, the only move he was pointing for, because queen to e3 here is not possible. Knight e2 check, and after king to d1 was played. Why not knight into? Why not taking the knight away? Oh, again, why not taking the knight on e2? What happens if knight king takes e2? Then again there is knight into d4 check, and queen can be easily captured here, and it's again winning for black. That's why king to d1 was forced, and then after knight into e d4, knight e d4 was played, and queen e3 attacking the knight. Queen a4 might also be possible, and then after king to d8, bishop to e6 was the another great move that was played by black. Why did he capture the king into d8? He already gave up his queen for a single piece. He's not even capturing the next piece. Do you think he is really brilliant at this position? How do you feel? He is winning in this position, or he is just planning for something with the active pieces, with the active minor pieces, and play accordingly? Bishop to g5, protecting the bishop. What happens if bishop takes c7? If bishop takes c7, simply rook to c8 and castle could be another move, and rook to d1. That can be the next move that could be played by black. But after bishop to g5, the game now, or if you have any tactical line in your mind or anything in your mind, then you will see this position is already okay for black, and it's already draw for black. Queen out of board, and still it's showing draw for black. Bishop, what happened? Bishop to c7, rook to c8, bishop to f4, and castle. That might be the another move that could be played, but bishop to g5 was played in the game. Bishop to g5, then h6 attacking the bishop. Bishop to f4, of course not possible, though after this there was a huge blow of bishop on the f6. There was interesting move that was played by ZM, but it was bad for white, of course. He just gave up his bishop, and it was easily captured by black. King to c1 was played, anti-castle. Let's see now. The rook on d8, knight on c6, the bishop on e6, knight on d4, and bishop on e4. What happened? What about the rook on h1 and rook on a1? What about these rooks? Of course, you will see the knights are and the minor pieces are really active, and they are really good for black rather than the position of the white. Bishop to h3 was played, attacking the f5 square and also developing the bishop. Bishop to c5 again. Does that knight go? Knight can go anywhere, like knight to b3 check, and bishop takes e3 might be the move, another. And then after knight to e5 might also be possible, but knight to bishop to c5 was interesting. Bishop takes f5, knight takes f5, giving up the. Why not bishop takes f5? Bishop takes f5 again, knight takes f5 could be possible, but now after bishop takes f5, knight takes f5 was played, and queen into c5, taking up the bishop. Knight takes h4 and g takes f4. Wow, he is a queen down, and he is just extending himself just to make that pawn isolated. These three pawns are really isolated over here. And another interesting move that was played by black was rook to d4, threatening for rook to c4. Now after b3, protecting the c4 square, and rook to d8, just connecting the two rooks. These two rooks are connected to each other, and now rook to b1, king to b2, or then after king to a1. That might be the planning of white. Then after bishop to g4, again not letting white rook to come to d1, or queen to h5. That might be the move that bishop to g5 was played. However, at this move, rook to g1 might be coming up, but after this, king to b2 was played, and knight to b4. Again, not letting white king to go inside h1, because rook to d2 is coming immediate. King a1 was the move, and b6, trying to escape, creating a escape square for king, and also attacking the queen. Queen to c3 was played, and c5, protecting both rook as well as knight, so that rook can now go to the d2 square. a3 was played, attacking the knight. What happens? Even queen to g3 could be played. Queen to g3, then bishop to f3, attacking the rook, and rook at c1 could be played. Rook to d2, attacking the a2 square, and then after rook to b2, rook d1, trying to extend, rook into d1, rook into d1, rook b2, rook d2, rook b2, and it would be perhaps draw. However, in the game, a3 was played instead of queen to g3, knight to d5, attacking the queen, queen c1, and after h5, protecting the bishop, rook g1, rook to d3, attacking the pawn, and knight coming to the c3 square, queen c4, rook d4, again attacking the queen, queen c1 back, rook d3 back. Here black is trying for draw. Do you think black is trying for draw and white do not want this to happen and he played b4 immediate? Because white is a queen up, he is trying to win. He want to win this game. After this, knight to c3 was played, attacking the rook. After queen to b2, giving up the rook. Because what happens if rook goes anywhere? Rook cannot go anywhere. Rook goes anywhere, then knight to the e2 is coming up. Knight e2 is coming up, attacking the queen and attacking the rook again. That's why here queen to b2 was played, knight into b1 and rook into b1 again. Rook f3, attacking the pawn to the f2 and trying to create the pass pawn for the black. B into c5 was played, rook d3, attacking the pawn on the a3 square. Rook into a3 is coming next. Rook queen b5, rook into a3 check, king b2, bishop d7, attacking the queen. And after queen to c4 was played, rook a4, attacking the queen again. Queen g8 check, king b7, and then after rook to d1, attacking the bishop. Rook into f2 check. Here black had somewhat time pressure, so he tried to increase by just capturing the pawn on f2. King to b3 was played, and again rook to f3 was played. King to b2 and rook b4 check. King c1, rook c3 was played, and king to d2. Wow, the believe again. Here black is gaining advantage. He got two pass pawn over here, and he is just trying to win this game with this two pass pawn. The one who just gave up a queen for a single minor piece is now almost winning the position. Rook into c5, and it's already winning for black. Somehow it's already better for black. King to e1 was played, bishop to a4, attacking the rook. After queen to f7 check, rook c7 and queen d5 check, and bishop to c6, defending all the checks. Queen into h5, and then after rook g7 was played, rook d6, rook b2, and here white resigned because there is immediate rook checkmate coming up. If king goes anywhere, then bishop check, and king have to go to e1 and rook to g1 checkmate. In this way, there was so practical game played by IM Ratnakaran, and he really showed the talent of Indian Tal. That was the name given by IM Sagar Shah just in his commentary. Thank you everyone. If you do like my video, please click the like button. Do not forget to subscribe my channel, and also please do share. And if you have any suggestion or any important thing that I need to improve, please do comment in the comment section below so that I can improve in the next video. Thank you and bye bye. See you again in the next video.